Good day, dental professionals. Welcome to the Dental Flow podcast. We are dentistry's go-to resource for insights into the business side of dentistry. Your host, Benjamin Suggs, will be helping you navigate through the currents of the ever-changing dental waters. This podcast is packed with innovative practice growth strategies, actionable insights, and expert advice, all tailored to help you elevate your dental practice to the next level. If you're ready to dive in, so are we. Let's get into the flow.
Hey, dental superstars. Welcome back to the Dental Flow podcast. As always, I am your host, Benjamin Suggs. I'm the owner of Flow New Patient Marketing. And today I want to talk about something that actually just came up on a call I had with one of our dental clients, where we on that call debated whether or not with our Google Ads strategy, we should be targeting the keyword affordable dentist. So that is a very popular keyword that is searched very often in the US. In fact, we could see that keyword or some variation of it in the United States is searched on Google about a little over 100,000 times a month. So 100,000 times a month, somebody's searching a similar search to affordable dentist on Google. And this client was apprehensive. And their thought was, well, I just think if someone's typing in affordable dentist, that means that they are looking for a cheap dentist, or they're just looking to price shop. They're looking for the best price they can find for the dentistry that they need. So I don't feel that it's a good idea to target that keyword. And the conversation made me think about the fact that in the 14 years I've been doing this, we've had that conversation many, many times with our dental clients about whether or not we should be targeting that keyword. So I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it today on the podcast, because it is something that every dentist is going to have to address if you're going to be running ads, or honestly, even doing a SEO organic strategy. Is affordable one of the search terms that you want to build content around, or, build location pages around to try and get more people to find your website organically? So let's get into the debate. I'm kind of going to be debating myself here, which is a little awkward, but let's get into it. So the first thing that pops in my mind whenever we have this discussion is the fact that the word affordable means something different to every person out there. Let's look at the example of if I was going to buy a new car. So I need a new car. I need to get something that's affordable for me. But what's affordable for me might be very different than what's affordable for you. For some people, when they want to find a car they can afford, that means they're going to go look for a top of the line Mercedes. For other people, if they need to find a car that they can afford, they're going to go look for a 10-year-old used, Honda, Toyota, or something like that. It all comes down to that person and what their definition of afford means. And afford, often there's another layer of that, because the word afford goes beyond the money you have in your savings account or your bank account or your investment account. It goes into other things like opportunity costs, because that's an important factor for people when deciding what they can afford. If they want to buy a new car, or let's use a dental example. If I want to get a new set of veneers and I want to improve my teeth, that is a common thing that people have to make an opportunity cost decision on whether or not they can afford it. Well, look, I know I can get financing. I can definitely afford to pay however much money a month to pay off these veneers, and it's going to change my life. But I also want to send my kid to private school. I need a new car, or I need to take a vacation or two this year, and I'm not sure if I can do both. So afford goes way beyond our comprehension of what it means for me versus you. So one of the things I always try to tell our dental clients is, what you think someone means when they type in the term affordable dentist could be extremely different from what they intend, what their intention is by typing in that keyword. So let's talk about that a little bit. Like, what are some of the reasons that somebody would type in the word affordable dentist? So one, let's start with the obvious. Maybe they just do want a cheap dentist, or they really are they need a crown. They don't care about the quality, what lab it's made in. They don't care about any of that stuff. They just want the cheapest crown they can find. So yes, those people are out there. They exist. I would argue that a lot of times those people are not going to type in the word afford. They're going to type in the word cheap. Cheapest dentist in my town, near me, whatever. So that's what it could mean to a dental patient. What else could it mean? Well, one of the things we often see is that when someone types in the word affordable, what they really mean is they're looking for a dentist that takes their insurance, or probably more likely in network with their insurance. So that's a common thing that we see, that those types of people, when they call a dental practice, are going to ask that question first. Hey, I got Delta Dental. Do you take Delta Dental? Are you network with it? That makes you affordable in my eyes as a consumer looking for dentistry. And that's what people have been trained to do. They've been trained by insurance companies to look for an affordable dentist in their network. So we do see that a lot. That's what people think of the word affordable to mean, is in network with their provider. Another thing that they might be looking for when they type in the word affordable is someone who has some sort of financing or payment plan. Obviously, when you look at things like full mouth dental implants or veneers, where someone's going to be plopping down 30 plus $1,000 for the treatment, they need to think of it in monthly payment terms. Not, it's very few people out there that can just plop down $30,000 right on the spot for treatment. Obviously, there are many, but it's hard to find them. And again, it goes back to the opportunity cost. But yeah, I could write a check for 30 grand right now, but what if I need that money tomorrow for something else? So I'd rather get financing and pay you a monthly fee over time. So really, when someone types in affordable, they might be thinking, what's the monthly payment going to be for me to get the dentistry that I'm looking for? So that's another thing that someone might mean when they type in that search term. Now, the last thing that I think that people who type in affordable might mean, and I don't think it's a good thing, is they're looking for a dentist who's willing to negotiate. Now, I don't know many dentists who are. I do have a few clients, believe it or not, that will negotiate dentistry prices to get the dentistry done that day. They'll say, if you go ahead and do this today, I will knock off X dollars off your price. And if you wait, it's going to be the full price of this much money. So that does happen. And there are some dentists that like to do that. Most dentists do not. That has been my experience in working with hundreds and hundreds of dentists over the years. So what I think, that's one we want to avoid. That's one where people are actually just looking for some kind of negotiation power in their process of getting dentistry. But that is, to me, like the fourth reason someone might be typing in that word. So if we go back through those, I'd say two are bad, two are okay. So two are bad. If they're looking for the cheapest price, that's bad. If they're looking for negotiation, that's bad. If they're looking for in-network or insurance-driven, that could be good or bad, depending on whether your practice accepts that insurance or is in network with that insurance. And if they're looking for financing options, that could be good, because most practices I know always offer some financing option, which if you don't offer financing, I would highly recommend that you do, because it's very important to get treatment closure and acceptance. All right. So we talked about what people might be mean when they type in that word. So now let's think about who should, as a dental practice, target for that keyword and who should not. So this is not rocket science. I'm pretty sure you've already put two and two together, but I do think you should target the word affordable if your dental practice does accept and is in network with major insurance plans. If you offer payment plans or financing, again, I wouldn't say many of our clients do in-house payment plans. When we say payment plans, we're talking about third-party financing. If your practice needs more volume, if that's what your primary concern is to get more volume of patients in the door, you probably should target that keyword. Again, this is a keyword that's typed in over 100,000 times a month in the United States. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Something I didn't mention before that I should have is the fact that because a lot of dentists won't target that keyword, it makes conversion on it much easier. What that means is it's a lower cost keyword to go after in ads, and your conversion rate is going to be higher on it because not as many dentists are going to be popping up as competitors for that keyword. So if you're looking for volume, that's a good way to get it. That's a good way to get more people to find your dental practice and give you a call if you are actually targeting that keyword of affordable dentistry. And also, if you have capacity, if you've got empty chairs that you need to fill, there's no reason you shouldn't be targeting that keyword. Now, the practices that I would not recommend target the keyword affordable dentistry are obviously fee-for-service practices. Because if you're fee-for-service, you're never going to be affordable in that insurance patient's eyes, if that's what they're searching for. Patients edit. Next, I'd say if you already have a pretty high capacity, you're at capacity with the number of patients you're seeing. So you're always seeing that you're seeing enough patients in your mind to fill your books, but you're really just looking for more patients that want to come in and do specialized dentistry. Now, again, people looking for veneers still want it to be affordable, but that might not be the type of person you want to have the consult with if your space is limited. So if you're limited space, full capacity, fee for service, I would not target that keyword affordable dentistry. So there could be a hybrid approach here. I do work with practices that are only in network with like one or two plans. So for them, likely that would be the same thing. If you have 5 or 6 financing options in your practice, I don't care if you're fee for service um, or not, you probably want to target that keyword because you've got a lot of options for people to be able to afford the dentistry that you offer. And when you're talking about veneers, when you're talking about implants, insurance doesn't play a big role in that anyway. So if you do accept a good number of, or I'm sorry, have a good number of financing plans, I would recommend getting that search term on your radar and going after it. So what would your next steps be? So if you listen to this and you say, you know what, I'm not afraid to target that keyword. I want to do it. So what I would recommend is get in touch with your marketing company, ask them if that is a keyword that you guys target today and get their feedback. They may have said, yeah, we actually did target it for a few months, but the front desk was complaining that they were getting a lot of price shoppers, so we took it away. That's good to hear. Then we know you've tried it and it didn't really work out for you. But if they say, well, we think we are, we're not really sure, get them to clarify that. And then track it over the next 30 days. So target that keyword affordable dentist, dentist with affordable financing, dentist with affordable payment plans, dentist with affordable veneers, whatever it is. Target that cluster of keywords around that central term of affordable and track it, track with your front desk. I mean, how many calls are we getting where people are, hanging up the phone once we give them a price? Or how many calls are we getting where people are just asking about insurance or financing options and that's all they care about? So try it. If you have the tools in there to make dentistry affordable, insurance acceptance, financing, give it a try and track it over time. One of the things we do with all of our clients is we offer call tracking now as a free part of what we do in our growth systems. So the reason we do that is because we want to have an analysis of the calls at the end of each month so that we know if things like that are happening. Like we see crazy stuff with people typing in dental implant clinical trials and they're looking for something that our clients don't offer. We need to know about that so we can go in there and handle that as negative keywords in our accounts. We also want to know if people are just calling up and doing price shopping and hanging up the phone. Then we have to go back and look at our keyword strategy and say, all right, maybe, hey, look at that. There's the affordable. We got, 50 clicks on it and 20 conversions. Maybe that one we got to cut out. It needs to go. So we would negative keyword that. So track it and then put, things in place so that you can remove those if they're not working for you. But I hope this has at least been helpful to kind of clear up some of the concern around that keyword and whether you and your practice should be targeting it because it's a huge opportunity. I wish I'd spent more time talking about the fact that because not everyone's going after it, it means there's a big opportunity there to get low-cost conversions off of that keyword. So if you do offer those things and you are what you could consider an affordable dentist, you absolutely should be using and targeting that keyword. All right, everybody. I hope that was helpful. I will see you next time on the Dental Flow Podcast.
Thank you for joining us for this Dental Flow podcast episode. If you enjoyed today's discussion and wish to stay updated on future episodes, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with colleagues and friends. For more insights and discussions on dental marketing, we encourage you to continue riding the Dental Flow wave and tune into the next episode. Keep on smiling, learning, and flowing with the Dental Flow podcast.